Diets, massive area. Diets. Do I do the keto diet? Do I do the carnivore diet? Do I do the intermittent fasting diet? Do I carb cycle? Do I carb backload? There are a myriad of diets out there for you to choose from. I'd suggest to find a diet that suits you. Diets I've had more success with clients over the years, this has gone back a lot, from a bodybuilding point of view, and there's lots of you guys into bodybuilding that watch me, I would consider a carb cycling diet. I've used that for years. It's been used for decades in bodybuilding, and it works. The new trend at the minute is the carnivore diet. So I have a few reservations on that in terms of muscle growth. Great for weight management, great for fat loss, absolutely. But for anyone who's lifting weights regularly, we need to keep hydrated. Carbohydrate, there's a clue in the name, hydrates the muscles. It converts into glycogen, which gives you energy. So you're burning glycogen and you're burning fat when you're training. So that is a good one for me. I used to use that when I was prepping people for competition. I'd say probably 80% of the time, depending on the individual. But not everyone would get on with that. So you then have carb backloading. This is a system where you don't actually eat carbs until the last meal of your day. With that, you then re-glycogenate your muscles. The muscles get re-glycogenated and rehydrated. You sleep well, you've got more energy for the day, you can push on with your next workout. That works incredibly well with virtually everyone I've used that diet process with. Then you get the keto diet. And a lot of people will misunderstand what the keto diet is. So a keto diet is predominantly 75 to 80% fat. A lot of people just cut out carbs and increase fat. That's not a keto diet. So if you do a keto diet, keep your carbs, so you got carbs in veggies and things like that, keep your carbs under 50 grams a day, definitely. If you're a bit slighter, a bit smaller, then under 35 grams. It's just a general rule, and you should stay in that ketonic state. Long-term keto diet, not a fan of, but that's personal. But it does work for some people. Some people swear by it, some people feel great on it. If that suits you, go for it. If it's working for you, go for it. What else is there? There is then the carnivore diet. So this is predominantly meats and fats again, but a lot more protein than a keto diet. So a lot of lads and women that go on the carnivore diet really are hitting the gym, and they just want to maximize their proteins and get the body to utilize fats, which is fine, absolutely fine. However, there is that issue of carbohydrates not being present. And good quality simple carbohydrates can be incredible for energy, cognitive function. So your brain's designed to use glycogen, etc. But it works for a lot of people. And if it works for you, fantastic. Keep to it. The last trending diet is the intermittent fasting diet. And I've used this for the last 6 weeks, and to be quite honest with you, I was a bit skeptical. I found the first few days quite hard. So I was starting, my first meal of the day was at 1, and my last meal was at 7, okay? And then I would throw in a couple of days where I only had 1 meal at the end of the day. And that was just a couple of days a week to mix it up. And for the first time in, I'd say probably 25 to 30 years, I've had to go and buy a couple of pairs of 32-inch waist jeans. So my weight hasn't changed at all, not a pound. But my waistline has changed by 2 inches in a matter of 5 to 6 weeks. So from being quite skeptical and doing a bit of research into fasting, I've become quite a fan of that. For me, personally, I would advise find out what suits you and your lifestyle. So I'm in 56 years of age soon, and I want to keep in the best shape I can keep myself in for my age. So I'm training 5 to 6 days a week, and I am using the intermittent fasting diet. But every day in every week, I will just have a normal day where I'll just eat healthily, but fancy a breakfast, I'll have a breakfast. And I find this keeps my metabolic rate firing quite nicely. As I say, 1 or 2 days a week, I'll just have one meal in the day, and my energy levels haven't depleted. My waistline has depleted. I've got a couple of abs popping through now, so a little 4-pack going on. So I'm happy with the results for me. So you've got to find out what works for you and what works best for you. Any other advice I'd give on anyone doing a diet? Forget the weight. Sounds daft. People get obsessed with that weight. I'm still 15 stone and I've been dieting for... How do you look? How have your measurements gone? Have you increased in your chest and arms and decreased in your waist, but your weight's the same? You're winning. You're losing fat, putting on muscle. So think about these things before jumping into a diet. Try and avoid the silly diets that have been around and come back again, like, you know, your protein drink only diet and things like that. I'm a man who sells proteins in his shop. Not the way forward. We need food. That's what we're designed to break down and eat. Big believer in fiber, soluble fiber. And there's a lot of myths around through marketing and money. You know, should you drink milk? Sugar's not the problem, it's fats. Disagree. And all those kind of other myths. There's a lot of myths. White rice is bad, brown rice is good. I'd actually flip that on its head and go the other way. I think white rice is fantastic, unprocessed. You go to Thailand and you see that these muscly, sort of lean Thai people eating white rice from the paddy fields. Not brown, white. You know, so anything that's been processed and manufactured and changed to be marketed to us, there's a hidden agenda. You know, cereals with fortified vitamins. What a waste of money. You don't absorb them vitamins, and cereals predominantly are not very good for us. So I would avoid eating cereals. Eggs, absolutely the way forward. If you like eggs, you're on a winner. Try and involve eggs into your daily regime. Oh, but Mark, eggs are high in cholesterol. They're high in good cholesterol, which is beneficial for a million things in the body, including preventing heart disease, ironically. So don't be duped by the hype. You know, usually someone's a hidden agenda. There's several diets there I've just outlined for you. There's a load of other diets you can get into, but I think those diets I've mentioned, try one of them, see how you get on. If it suits you after 4 or 5 weeks, stick to it. If it doesn't, change it. There's diets in a nutshell. Take care, guys. Nice to speak to you. Bye-bye.